All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. In the latest money grab by the NCAA, all signs point to expansion rather, of both the men's and women's basketball tournaments. Both tournaments are currently at 68 bids, and two of the proposals currently on the table would make it either 72 or 76 bids. There's also a possibility of the NCAA tournament standing pat at 68. I'm not holding my breath on that. Why? Because that ship has left port, and I really don't see the likelihood of this tournament staying at 68 teams for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, just look at the current money grab that is the college football playoff. In the blink of an eye, we've gone from 4 to 12 to 14, and it's only a matter of time before it gets to 16 and even more. Okay, with that said, over the years, we've seen expansion for the NCAA tournament. The biggest one when they went from, I think it was 48 to 64. But then from there, we went to 65, and then 65 became 68, and you knew that it was only a matter of time before they expanded it again. And they even threw the number 80 out there, okay, as well. But if you're going to do this, I think better safe than sorry. Just go to 72. What does tournament expansion mean? Clearly, first and foremost, it means more playing games on the horizon. I mean, we got four as of right now, one from every region, and that's going to make room for more. So it looks like it's going to involve some 10 seeds, some 11 seeds, and some 12 seeds. There's pros and cons for this thing. Okay, you look at it, it's going to, just like it is for college football, taking away from conference championship week, it's the same for the NCAA tournament, because we know that there are some leagues out there that they're one bid leagues, and it's one of those where if you don't win your conference tournament, that's it. But what about those bubble teams from the big conferences now? Because they're going to get a little bit more leeway, if you will, in conference championship week when they head to the conference tournaments. All right. Then on top of that, this is going to continue to diminish the NIT. I mean, unless you're a basketball junkie, you really don't pay attention to the NIT, and it's hard to believe, but there was once upon a time when the NIT was a bigger deal than the NCAA tournament. That is long, and I mean long, gone by the wayside. This right here is going to open the door for more at large bids from the mega conferences. And it's also going to more than likely hurt the mid majors as well as the smaller schools. Why? Because we've typically seen them, lumped into these playing games to get into the field of 64. And, it's unfortunate where you see some of these teams from the smaller conferences have stellar seasons. They make the NCAA tournament, and they still got to turn around and play a play-in game to get to the field of 64. Granted, I know that it's a single elimination tournament, but nonetheless, for some teams, it has been, and it will be a bitter pill to swallow. Now, if you're the power conferences, you love this because we are about to debut an 18-team Big Ten league, and I know that all of this expansion is driven by college football. We've seen a 16-team basketball league work before, of course, in the old Big East Conference when it expanded. But now, we're about to see it in the SEC. We're about to see it in the Big 12. We already, like I said, we're about to see it in the Big 10 and the ACC as well. The ACC was at 15. Now they're going to be at 17. Okay, pardon me, 18 as well for college basketball, because of course Notre Dame is a member as well. So with when it's all said and done, those mega conferences are going to be pushing for more bids, and I think this is just going to open the door for them, because if you think about it, for the most part, those teams for the NCAA tournament. For the most part, they're from the bigger conferences. So now they're going to have an opportunity, more of a platform, if you will, to get into the NCAA tournament. So, of course, if you're the SEC, if you're the Big Ten, if you're the ACC, if you're the SEC, you know what? You're like game on. So, this proposed expansion could come as early as a 2025, 2026 college basketball season. And honestly, at this point, it's going to happen. It's just like, the college football playoff. You're hearing about rumors of expansion. And at the end of the day, where there's smoke, there's fire. The powers that be see too much money on the table to allow this to pass them by. And that's all that is driving these moves, the almighty dollar. Money talks and everything else walks. So at the end of the day, buckle up. It's not a matter of if, it's more like when and how much expansion that we are going to get for the NCAA tournament. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank all of you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on the X, formerly known as Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. Now you can check it out. Drop a line to be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So, once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin, and I am signing off. And I'm saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.